Yo, YouTube! This is a bit of a different video than we normally do on the channel. We're going to be talking about Dragon Ball's biggest celebration yet, the 40th anniversary event. It's going to be happening January 24th through the 25th. I say through the 25th because it's going to be on the 24th for the US people, and it's going to be on the 25th for the Japanese side of things. And I kind of just wanted to sit down and touch bases to see kind of where the Dragon Ball community in general is kind of feeling on this. Some key things that I kind of want to talk about is the game's announcement. So if you don't know, it is confirmed that a Dragon Ball game, a new Dragon Ball game, is being teased for 2026. Twitter's comm is blown up. Twitter has been off the walls with what could be, what's confirmed, reliable sources. And I always take that with a grain of salt, mainly because I don't like being spoiled. And I hope some of them aren't true, because me personally, if I were to get a brand new Dragon Ball game and I want a brand new Dragon Ball game coming up, my favorite game of all time for the Dragon Ball series is none other than Dragon Ball Budokai 3. Dragon Ball Budokai 3 was my favorite game of all time for Dragon Ball, just in general. Xenoverse doesn't even, I don't know, Xenoverse was really good, but it just, the nostalgia that I have for Dragon Ball Budokai 3 is something that I can't shake out of my blood. It's not something that's going anywhere. Now, hear me out. I don't mind if they don't even do a Dragon Ball Budokai 3 game, but if they do something in the element of it, like they don't go, we're gonna tease off the nostalgia, but they do a Tekken-esque Dragon Ball Budokai-esque game, a grounded Dragon Ball game with like a limited airspace, I am so there. I'm actually so, that would be a dream come true for me in so many different ways. But what the community is probably seeing is Xenoverse 3. Everybody's like hell bent on that being an actual reality, which I don't know if it's gonna be one. I'm not going to be opposed to Xenoverse 3 coming out. A lot of leaks and a lot of sources say, yeah, it's basically a sure thing that Xenoverse 3 is going to be the game that's announced or teased for 2026. I really don't want Xenoverse 3 because Xenoverse 2 does so much, and I don't know if they're going to be able to deliver on 3. I feel like it's too big of a task to kind of deliver on that game but maybe that's like my skepticism I kind of have for Dragon Ball games as of late, because Dragon Ball Sparking Zero wasn't everything that it was kind of promised. Granted, I love Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, don't get me wrong, but I'm just so skeptical. I would much rather a new Dragon Ball game entirely than them kind of reusing the same assets that we've kind of been using over and over, but putting like a different layer on it. That's me personally. I really want a brand new Dragon Ball game. That's just how I feel about it. On top of Dragon Ball games though, that's one big announcement that a lot of people are kind of looking at. We might even get like a Fighter Z, like, could you imagine Fighter Z 2? I know I'm not a big Fighters like head, mainly because I don't feel like relearning how to play the game. I'm gonna be real with you. I was really nice to Dragon Ball Fighter Z once upon a time, and then I fell off the face of the earth and tried to pick the game back up and realized every controller can't be mastered by every set of hands. I don't know what that was. That was just the quote of the day. That's gonna be my quote. I don't know. But Dragon Ball Fighters, I just kind of fell off of it, off of skill alone. Like I'm just not the same player. But if we did get a Fighters 2, I would probably be, that would be my re-entry to the series. I don't mind a Fighters 2, but I want something new-esque. I don't want to revisit any of these old Xenoverse games, Fighters games, or Kakarot games. They're good entries into the series. And even Sparking Zero was a good entry to the series, but we have just been playing on the same thing. We've been playing on the same IPs for a little bit too long. Granted, Xenoverse's IP is the best, so if they do bring something back, I would prefer Xenoverse 3 over all of the other options that I listed. But we need to I want more IP for the Dragon Ball just in general. We've been working with so many old models, or making old models look like they're new models, or making Sparking Zero Tenkaichi 3 look like Sparking Zero, a new age of Tenkaichi 3. I just want new, bro. And is that too much to even want? I don't know if I'm based here or if people are like, nah, you're crazy. We just need Xenoverse 3. Maybe I'm the one kind of chatting here and not really paying attention to that kind of thought process. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. I don't know if I'm based here or if I'm just out of my mind, and maybe I should be wanting Xenoverse 3 more than I'm thinking about it, because I really do enjoy Xenoverse. I just want more IP in the Dragon Ball space. That's pretty much all I have to say on the game announcement. There is plenty more to talk about though with this event. We still have Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I can't brush it aside. We're going to be getting season 2 for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, but what that entails for the community, I have no clue. I think a majority of the community we don't want new characters. That's what I can say. At least I don't. The majority of the community, sorry if I'm speaking for y'all, don't want new characters in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. We want new content. Like, we need more things to do in Sparking Zero. If they were to add more story mode missions for characters, or like continue Vegeta's path and his story, because it ends at the end of Z. It doesn't even make sense why Vegeta's ends at Z and we go all the way to the Tournament of Power for Goku. It felt rushed and unfinished. We need more. Or give us more characters in general to kind of explore their path or story modes. Give us the Gohan Black skin. There's so much that needs to be explored in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. We don't have nearly enough outfits. I feel like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has so much potential, and season 2 is the way to get players back into the game without leaving like a sour taste. Like, without saying, hey, we're not doing anything with Sparking Zero, or like throwing us like 6 more characters that nobody really needs, and it's not going to bring life to the game again. It's just gonna make a couple people play the characters online or ranked for a few weeks maybe, and then after that the game's gonna be deplenishing. I don't want to see that for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, because I have a ton of fun with the game. I just recently beat the story mode for it. But when I beat the story mode, I was like a little dumbfounded, because I was like, there's not gonna be anything after this. It's just gonna be me playing ranked mode or creating challenges on my own to play ranked mode. And yes, there's custom battles. I can go check those out. But that mode is so lackluster to me that I would just play ranked mode. And if I wanted to have like a custom battle / custom made mission, I'm just gonna go play Xenoverse. Like, the game that just does it better. I'm gonna go enjoy that than slug myself through playing Sparking Zeros. Not non-dialogue missions. They're static cutscene panels. I can't sit myself down doing that when I can just go play a game that does it better, in my opinion. But don't get me wrong, I love Sparking Zero. I just think that season 2 is the chance to actually push the content for this game. And I think that that's what we're going to get for the announcement at this showcase. I think we're going to get a crazy season 2 announcement for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Let me know down in the comments if y'all think I'm based on this one as well. I hope that this is the direction that we're pushed for Sparking Zero, because I really enjoy the game. It looks beautiful. Like, legitimately one of the best Dragon Ball games since Fighters. I don't think there's a better looking Dragon Ball game since Sparking Zero and Fighters. Those are the top 2. Kakarot looks amazing, don't get me wrong, but Kakarot's in its own realm. Kakarot is a story RPG. We can't put that in that it is meant to look good. So I'm not gonna say that I'm brushing it aside, that Kakarot isn't an amazing looking game. It's just in its own like section. It's not in the same genre as the ones that we're speaking on. Last but not least, the biggest announcement that probably matters for the Dragon Ball / community in general. We're gonna be talking about the anime. There's a lot of speculation on Twitter again, or X now, I guess that's what people call it, that Dragon Ball is going to be getting a remake. Now, there's pros and there's cons to this. This is probably our second best option, because I'm not opposed to a remake. I just don't think it's the best option. For me personally, if Dragon Ball is going to do anything with the anime side of the IP, we need to be getting Granola and Moro. It's been far too long to not have Granola and Moro, and a lot of the community that are anime onlys not even being able to see a part of the Dragon Ball story. How do I break this down? It's a problem when we've gone since 2018 to see Dragon Ball on the TV. And for Moro and Granola to be a pivotal point and talking points when people are talking about Dragon Ball and they're like caught up with the series, and not to even see any of those characters in video games. Ultra Ego has been out for so long, and we don't even have him in Sparking Zero because they haven't made an animated version of him. We can't even get him in Sparking Zero because they don't know the voice lines or the color direction or art style that they're going to be using yet. So for a video game to even develop that, we're never going to get it. And there's so much that I have like a problem with that. Ultra Ego Vegeta would be one of the cool, Ultra Ego Vegeta would just be one of the coolest transformation in a Dragon Ball game to date. But we don't have it yet. The main focus that we need to be kind of focusing on is completing where the manga is to the anime. That's number one. The reason I said that getting a remake would be second best though, because the anime does not follow the manga of Dragon Ball Super too well. There's so many differences in Dragon Ball Super to the manga that you kind of read a different story. And I think that if we got a Dragon Ball animated remake and we followed the manga a little bit better, it would clear up a lot of confusion when people are talking about Dragon Ball. Whether they're manga readers or they're anime only readers, there is a line there because y'all aren't talking about the same anime. Y'all are talking about slightly different versions of the same anime, which is kind of a problem. And there's a lot of cool scenes in the manga that we just don't get to see at all. Furthermore, I do think that getting the remake is probably our second best option just in general for the community. I don't think a lot of people are going to be too happy about it, but I don't think a lot of people are going to realize how good of a thing it is until we finally get it. But the worst thing, in my opinion, and there is a third option here, and that is to bring Dragon Ball Daima back. No remake, no Dragon Ball Super continuation, the Moro and Granola arc. Just bring Dragon Ball Daima back. That has to be the worst option. The reason being is because the Dragon Ball Super story has content that has not been continued. So we already got Daima, which was a fun thing. I'm not going to say that Daima wasn't a fun experience. I was watching it every single day when the episodes dropped, but the problem with Daima is it wasn't something that we needed, and I would have much preferred Granola or Moro. And I just don't think that if y'all gave us another Daima series, people are still, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna watch it. I think a lot of people are gonna be there to watch it because it's just Dragon Ball, but I'm gonna be a little bit upset as well as I watch it because like I really would way more prefer Moro and Granola than another Daima series. And I'd even prefer the remake over the Daima series. And I'm not a Daima hater. Like I think the Daima has its place. I think that if the remake was done or the Granola and Moro arc were already out, I would be okay with another Daima entry. And give me more Daima and I've been like, oh yeah, dope. We're getting more Daima and Torotaro's over here cooking on the manga. That's a perfect universe, but we aren't in that perfect universe. So I think Daima needs to kind of step back a bit, let Dragon Ball fans kind of get what they want, or at least if I'm not based on this opinion either. If y'all want Daima, let me know in the comments, but I don't want more Daima, not over the other two options that we were given. The remake I could see, because if you've already read the manga and you've already seen the anime, you're probably like, bro, I don't want to remake at all. I would rather more new content. I don't want to see something I've already seen. Somewhere in that ballpark, I understand if we're coming from that place of mine, but I personally wouldn't mind a remake just in general to see the manga panels kind of animated, seeing the story kind of unfold, seeing Zamasu crash out in a different way than he did in the anime, seeing Master Roshi have that heart-to-heart felt speech with Jiren that we didn't get to see him pull off kind of a form of Ultra Instinct that had even the angels kind of stand up and look at Master Roshi and be like, what is this old man doing? Like, those are moments that does not happen in the anime and they happen in the manga, and I would love to see like the reactions there. Or just Kel in general. Kel not crashing out, seeing some more of Kel crashing out in the beginning. The Tournament of Power was way shorter than it even needed to be in the manga, because Kel goes on a rampage and like decimates the majority of the cast, which shows that like a Brawly-esque character is way more threatening than they even showed in the anime. Like, she crashed out but didn't really eliminate people. She was eliminating universes. I think Kel had like at least 2 universes under her belt that she got rid of on her own. And then she was eliminating people of her own universe. Like, she didn't have any control at all. And that had a level of story that I really want to see get reanimated. So that's why I'm not opposed to reanimation. Also, I hit y'all with a bunch of manga things that kind of happen. But if you haven't read the manga and that sounded hype to you, that's why I would be hyped for a remake that follows the manga a little bit more. I think those are our best options though. If I were to put it in a category and we were to summarize this, I think our best option is to get Moro and Granola. And then I think our second best option is to get a remake. And then I think after the remake is to get a Dragon Ball Daima thing. That's probably our worst option. And then there's a secret option. Don't get me wrong. Those are our 3 main options that could happen. An option that's entirely different, like say we're in a crazy universe. The craziest option is that we get an announcement that Toritaro is bringing the manga back. That would be a crazy, out of the wall, like throwing from left field option. I don't think that's going to happen, but if the manga comes back and we do get more content, we do not need to be going and visiting Daima ever again. And we don't need a remake. If the manga is continuing, we need the Moro and Granola stuff almost immediately. That way we can get the stuff that Toritaro is going to be cooking up and we can then consume that. I don't know if I'm based here. I also don't know how much of my opinion the community just in general agrees. Maybe y'all don't agree on anything that I'm saying and I'm just chatting. Who knows? I don't normally do videos like this. It's normally a Let's Play kind of channel over here. But I just kind of wanted to sit down and let people kind of know my thoughts on the situation. I say situation like it's a bad thing. The story of what's to unfold for the 40th anniversary. I'm excited about it, bro. I hope that more people are excited about it. We can bring kind of like a wave of hype that kind of happened around Sparking Zero. I want to see that again. And if we get a brand new Dragon Ball game that's a Tekken-esque style Budokai Dragon Ball game, oh my gosh. I hope people can come back to this video and be like, he is a prophet. He sees the future. Because if I called that, oh my, bro, I will never let it live down. I'm going to be so ecstatic. I don't think there's much more to talk about though that this event could be bringing. Say that we get a brand new Dragon Ball game that's announced. We still have Dragon Ball Battle Hours. So like to get a brand new Dragon Ball game and then have another brand new Dragon Ball game announced, that would be sick. But say Dragon Ball Battle Hours gives us a couple more new contents that we never saw coming. That's gonna happen in April, which is a ways away, but who knows? We might even get that. Anyways, I just wanted to chat with y'all. I'm gonna get out of here, just giving my thoughts. Let me know in the comments though if I'm based on some of these opinions, if I'm out of my complete mind and I don't share the same opinion at all. It's been real. It's been fun. Joe Boy out. Peace.